#MeNext campaign. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What is it?
Of course, it's inspired by the Me Too hashtag and movement. This student from Pelham, New York, she's in high school, and she posted a picture of herself standing in front of her high school, holding a sign saying "Me Next," and this hashtag has gone viral. Ami, a Facebook page has been created, and people are posting their pictures saying "Me Next," clearly sending a very simple message. If lawmakers, politicians don't step up, I might be the next one who can be killed in gun violence. And also there's the March 24th march, the march under the title March for Our Life that will take place in Washington, D.C., but also in other major cities across the country. Some celebrities, just like with the Me Too movement, already announced that they're going there. I just saw that Jimmy Fallon, for example, will be there to support the students. And he said something very interesting and very true, I find, as we just heard in the clip that you showed before, that these students, some of them are speaking out, better than politicians, like true leaders of a real revolution here.
Bianca, there's been a little critique, though, about the #MeNext campaign, right?
Well, yes. I mean, on the one hand, it's sort of riding on the wave of the Me Too, something that really started on social media and led to actual change and woke up a lot of people in the entire world. So on the one hand, they're sort of taking this symbolic force from the Me Too campaign and using it on the Me Next question mark. But on the other hand, a lot of critics are saying they're sort of mixing the signals, that one is a movement about social harassment and about women's rights, and that it should be kept that way and not be mixed into gun control.
But do you see any connection between Me Too and the fact that these young female students are able or feel brave to really speak up the way they do, because this is an era of female empowerment, and you understand what I'm asking?
I absolutely understand what you're asking. I think that there are probably more levels where the two, various levels where the two campaigns do connect.
Yeah.
I think you're right that the Me Too has inspired and empowered young women to actually speak up and not be afraid. And I also think that on another level, this Me Next or Me Too, both of these campaigns are really defining of our era, defining of our time, because they use social media, they use the virtual world to actually have an impact on the real world.
Tal, do you think the Florida shooting is a bit different from what, the other mass shootings? Do you think at this time actually things, really might change?
It does seem like a turning point, the Florida shooting, in the gun control debate and the gun violence, that's for sure. And for one reason, Ami, I believe it's the direct participation of the victims, their families, their entire community in Parkland, Florida, in this debate. They're the engine behind the whole movement that we're seeing now, this whole public protest and the public backlash. And that's amazing because we haven't seen such things happening in previous incidents in the U.S. And also, Bianca is right, everything in the U.S. post the 2016 presidential election comes with a political statement. People are speaking out. They're seeing everyone else doing it. So the students, high school students, are just doing the same. President Trump is in the White House. The midterms are coming. So it's a different era, like Bianca describes it. Being a foreigner here in the U.S., I remember also when I lived in Germany and in Israel, Bianca, correct me if I'm wrong, I always remember that I was told, with Americans, don't talk about politics right away. Like, it's rude to ask someone, who did you vote for? Now, Ami, it's a completely different story. Everything is political. People approach you. They want to hear your political opinions, so more so regarding gun laws.
And I want to add something here. If there's a time, this is not, the first time in history that we see the younger generation sort of taking a lead on a movement or challenging norms in society that could lead to something like a small revolution, or could lead to actual change. We've seen this throughout history, and they have less to lose than the older breadwinners who have little kids. And there's this fire with young people.
Right.
We see it throughout history, throughout all continents and all countries, and perhaps more importantly, these young kids are growing up with these shootings. They haven't gotten to the point where it's just part of every day. They're not just saying, oh, that's how it is. They're saying, well, why is it like this, and what can we do to change it?
And Bianca, you follow U.S. politics very closely, but what do you think? Do you think there's a chance for this to change this time? I mean, we know how it is hard to push these things through Congress and through Senate. What do you think?
Look, I hope that the voices of these young people who are the ones who are going to school being scared will be heard.
Okay.
I don't know if it's actually going to change much.
Bianca Zanini and Tal Heinrich, thank you very much for this. We appreciate it.